just knowing our scrims have been going well and our
Mm-hmm.
practice is productive. So therefore, that gives me like a lot of hopium.
Hi everyone, this is Tom reporting from the LEC Spring Split, and with me here is Vitality's mid laner Luka the Bazooka Perković, otherwise known as Perkz, Umayan. Did I forget any nicknames? I don't think so, right? I think we covered them all there. And you just had a 2-0 weekend last week, and now you're heading into the Super Week with still not entirely your playoff spot secured, but it's looking like you're gonna secure it in the end. How are you feeling overall heading into this final week?
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good because our finally like our progress in scrims is showing on stage,
Hmm.
and I still think we have like some things to work on in our official games. I feel like we're a bit more hypey, excited, and like calm than we should be.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of normal for like a team that is just excited to play. Everyone wants to do their best.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm just happy because I think our scrims are going well. Our practice is like actually productive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it feels good to scrim with this team.
Okay, well, it's interesting. Like you say, the practice is showing on stage. I agree that the Misfits game, for example, you guys were very dominant and it's a very comfortable victory. But the day before that, against SK Gaming, you guys seem to struggle again a bit, and it's mostly, I think, Alfari and Selfmade who pulled through there to turn the game back around. Do you feel that differently then?
I mean, I think against SK it felt bad just because there was like one really bad segment where like we basically like all five of us died,
Mm-hmm.
but like at the enemy red buff and Hecarim collapsed and they killed us all.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I actually did feel like the game was in our control, and
Hmm.
I think our lanes were going very well as well. Every lane was winning, and it was just the one fight that basically like we overextended and like we got collapsed on and died all five people basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the biggest fault in that game. I mean, that's why I feel like the game was fine.
Okay.
Right in my mind, like it wasn't like obviously like what we wish it to be. Like I don't think this mistake should be happening because
Mm-hmm.
against like a really good team, international team, this kind of mistake can lose the game basically. So, but it was just like a one miss concept, miss like big flaw. But it
Yeah.
was like the rest of the game was good, so I can't be like too sad about it either.
Okay, okay. Well, talking about heading into that super weekend now. I saw your tweet last weekend, I think it was, where you were kind of memeing like, okay, yeah, I can see our regular split now, XD, reflecting a bit on your performance. Can you expand a bit more about what you meant then by that?
Oh, I mean, that was just a Zillion quote. Some people got it, some people didn't. That
Ah,
Zillion
okay.
quote is like,
I don't play Zillion yet.
I've seen your death. It was painful. So I said, like, I've seen a
Ah,
regular season run. It was painful. It was just
okay.
because I played Zillion, really. It wasn't
Yeah.
really because of anything else, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Well, if I look at the split overall, it's been a bit with falling and running in Vitality. Some games, for example, the one against Misfits, everything seems to connect well. Other games, for example, in like week 4, I think you guys barely won against Astralis and stuff like this. It seems that it's on and off a bit. If you reflect on that, where do you see the progress in your team and compared to the start of the split?
Well, it's mostly like we've also tried to play a lot of different comps.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of see what is our flaws and our strengths. Uh, and on top of that, we are working on like improving on specific things each week in scrims. And what is very nice about this specific team is that we are actually able to improve on the things that we set ourselves to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's why I feel productive.
Okay.
And in kind of our Misfits game, I feel like almost all of that showed,
Mm-hmm.
besides the fact that we lost Herald and we kind of played bad around that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we do have like one or two things per game where we're just like not on the same page and we're not very in sync.
Mm-hmm.
And those kind of things can like give you big disadvantages.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think our general idea of what we want to do and what each person wants to do
Mm-hmm.
and how to let the guy who is ahead carry is pretty decent right now. Obviously, we have to get a little better, but for like a team that's struggled or started the split out with 0-3, like I don't think it's so bad, Like I don't even look at the first week because of what I mentioned before, So
Mm-hmm.
I just cope with like, okay, we're actually like 8-4 right now,
Mm-hmm.
It's like not that bad, Like if you disregard the first week, it would be seeming a lot better than it would right now. But regardless of all that, like it's just a regular season, and I've struggled before in regular seasons, and I ended up winning some of them. So I
Yeah.
think we have still pretty decent chance.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that first week, indeed, you said like Alfari had COVID, so we couldn't play together, and that's all been discussed. Still, some of these games have been maybe a bit shaky after, but I spoke to Selfmade. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and for example, about something like a jungle support synergy, which is very important in the game. That is something that I think is lacking in Vitality, and if I'm very honest, I'm not seeing like clear progress of those two, like roaming around and going for plays. Um, how is that gone in the team to find each other and to get those minds in sync? Because he also said in that interview that he's not really somebody who goes to Lavrov and said like, hey, we need to work on this and this. He's more like, okay, he keeps to himself and does his own thing. How is that from your perspective as somebody who is proactive in talking to people about these issues and resolving them?
I mean, we do talk about it, or like we talk about things we have to improve on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in the end, it's like about fixing the communication, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think understanding what each other wants to do. Um, but as I think our support round gameplay may have been lacking in the past, I do think it's pretty good right now in scrims,
Mm.
and I do see improvements. So I'm feeling just very hopeful for later stage. I mean, obviously, support jungle synergy is like very important for a team because
Yeah.
those two move a lot
Yeah.
around the map. But yeah, it's just some things we are working on.
Okay. Okay. Well, you are almost guaranteed a playoff spot. It's gonna be very tricky for you to still lose that. So let's just assume that you're gonna make it. It's looking like you still be in the lower bracket though of the playoffs. Is
I
that
don't think so, no.
you don't think so?
No, I think we will go 3-0 this week and we'll go top four.
Okay.
But
Okay.
even if we are lower bracket, it's like it's okay because you get more games, so more fun
Right, but
on
you're also
stage.
it's also riskier in a way.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But you know what? If you're not good enough to beat all the teams, then might
Mm-hmm.
as well. Doesn't matter if you lose in the first round or in the second.
Okay.
Like who gives a shit, right? If we're gonna lose in first round and we're gonna lose in second anyways, we might
Mm-hmm.
as well just lose in first round.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um,
If you're
so
not
yeah,
gonna win, then yeah.
yeah. Doesn't matter which place you are if you're not first.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody remembers people who don't win, so.
Right. But in G2, for example, they were notorious when you played there for okay, we lose one game in the upper bracket and then we recover in the lower bracket. That's not a fear you have with this team that you'll maybe need that quote unquote wake up call. You know what we saw in the G2 best of fives in playoffs.
Um, no,
Mm.
no, I don't think so.
Okay. Can I ask? Because it's very admirable that you're so confident, and it's obviously necessary if you want to succeed that you're very confident. But um, is it then the internal progress that you see that makes you so confident in you guys' ability to recover and bounce back in these playoffs?
Mm. I think it's a mix of things. I think it's a kind of mix of knowing that the other teams in EU are not good.
Mm,
Uh, Mix of knowing that our individual players are very strong and individual strength usually matters much more in playoffs than regular season.
yeah.
And on top of that, yeah, just knowing our scrims have been going well and our
Mm-hmm.
practice is productive. So therefore, that gives me like a lot of hopium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That gives you that confidence. So and to kind of round up the interview, which other teams do you see then performing well in playoffs if you don't think they're good? I people were very excited about Fnatic now because they were so dominant in their past wins. Rogue is still a team that's at the top of the standings at the moment. How do you feel
Yeah, I
about
mean, I would still be surprised if like it wasn't us versus Fnatic in the finals.
Hmm.
If we make it close.
Okay. Well, I hope for you that that's definitely gonna happen. It's looking good again, and we'll see if you're gonna be able to close out that 3-0 victory. But thank you very much for joining, Perkz, and thank you everybody for watching. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.